Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Franklin's Great Adventures for Game Boy Advance. Not Franklin's Great Adventure, Franklin's Great Adventures. I actually had to look up the title of the game to see if I was pronouncing it correctly. It's Adventures, not Adventure. In the first episode, school's out, it's summer, we got our kite, we flew our kite broke. We put it back together. And we also helped Mr. Badger get his mail back. And we also got a sailboat across the stream at the expense of my hand. Well, not really, but it hurt like the dickens. Anyway, we need to go southwest, because that's how we're going to get somewhere around here. And it's a good thing we can take a shortcut around and meet Beaver. Hey Franklin, I'm going to the forest to look for wood. Want to come with me? Well, there's a number 3 that just popped up out of nowhere. So I guess we don't have much of a choice, do we? Do you want to go to the pond with Beaver? By the way, I found out the owl's name. It's Mr. Roy Owl. I almost wanted to call him Mr. Owl, but I kind of refrained from doing that because I did not look at the Wikipedia entry for the TV series before I did the first video. His name is Mr. Owl, but his full name is Mr. Roy Owl. And yes, I do want to go to the pond with Beaver. Go to the dead tree to help Beaver pick up wood. We have 110 pieces of fruit that we need to pick up. And we will be collecting quite a bit with Beaver. There's a bee there. Do not touch the bee. And by getting both characters onto this leaf, we can move up. Now, to move both characters off the leaf, and then... Oh. Let me go, Franklin. I'm a very good swimmer. Oh. So the game tells you to switch to Beaver, and then you can trigger the checkpoint. And while we could trigger the button there and move the bridge over to where Franklin is, we can go over here into the water. Franklin cannot swim, but Beaver can. All you have to do is just jump into the water with Beaver and she will swim. From there you can use the control pad to swim. And if you are below the surface of the water, if you go up to the surface of the water and can't go any higher, pressing A will allow you to jump out. Let me check this area one more time and hopefully not run into that fish, so that way I know that I have been everywhere that I possibly can. Making sure that is not a secret wall or anything. I mean, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't exactly put a secret wall in a game meant for little kids, but then again, games like Mick Kids were marketed towards kids, and those were games like that weren't exactly the easiest ones in the world. And now that we've got the bridge back over the water, we can now switch to Franklin, and we can take another checkpoint. Alright. Let us see what we can do around here. Another checkpoint. Not sure why. But there is a stack of wood in the water. Or at least on the surface of the water. I can pull this raft to the other side. Press the B button to catch or release a raft. Of course, you obviously have to do that with Beaver, not Franklin. But before we do that... Aha! There is a secret wall. More or less. This leads to the area above the bridge that was seemingly above nothing. You just gotta be paying attention to stuff to know that that area is there. I'm pretty sure that those fruit are very easy to miss. And here is another mechanism that we can trigger with the B button. But before I do that, I do want to go over here and then do a thing. Hopefully I won't run into the fish. Thankfully the fish covers a wide amount of room in the water right there. The fish only swim back and forth. I still wouldn't want to run into them though. So yeah, at least they're kind of somewhat easy to avoid. You just gotta be paying attention to where you're going, and you just gotta be careful. That's all. And we could be going over here with the... We could be going over here with Franklin, but... Well, I still have to go back to the button anyway. And B button. That will open up the bridge that is right there. Thankfully, we can always go back to this area even after we push the raft to the other side. So here's what we need to do. We need to position Beaver near the raft. When you see the B button, that's when you can grab the raft. Once you grab the raft, switch to Franklin, get on the raft with Franklin, switch to Beaver, and then use left and right to move the raft. When you want to let go of the raft, press the B button again. Beaver will take her hand off the raft, and then you can jump to the surface. And now that we've taken care of all this, we can go across the roof of the Beaver house right there. And we can take the bridge that we just opened. And I forget the characters do this whenever you cross a bridge that you just made. You have to get them both over there individually. Now it's time for bouncing on a ball, getting over here, being careful on the platform, and getting some fruit. Okay. Want to trigger that first. What happens if I go down here with... On second thought, let me go down here with Franklin first. I knew it. I knew it would have to be a crawl space with spiders in it. Okay. We need to be careful on the way to the other side. That way we don't run into spiders or anything. I'm gonna crawl just to be safe. Thankfully there isn't anything hidden over there. And we can take the leaf platform up there. Now if I press B, that'll open up a bridge for Beaver. Okay. And Beaver can crawl too. I'm not sure if I ever show that off with Bear, but I know for a fact that you can crawl with Beaver, though Beaver isn't going to be that low to the ground, and yeah, I'd rather just avoid that B anyway. Will Franklin follow me? Franklin will not follow me. I think I have all of the fruits, though. I do. Congratulations, you've completed the level. Brilliant. And now it's time to pick up the branches. Use Franklin's cart to pick up the branches that fall from the tree. Move the cart under the branches with the control pad. And we need to collect 50 branches. We should be able to do this in enough time. Just pay attention to the top of the screen. Different branches will fall at different speeds. Left and right move the cart. As long as you are paying attention and you know what you're doing, you can collect all the branches as quickly as the game will allow you to. I'm surprised I caught that. Couldn't hear the sound of the branch falling into the cart over myself talking. But it's doing it. And it doesn't have to land dead center in the cart. It can be slightly off center and like that. That fell down all the way to the right, and you can do it. And they are falling down much faster near the end here. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it won't do that on your playthrough. I don't know how I caught that second to last one, but I did. Good job, you made it. This minigame is now available in minigames mode. Thanks for helping, Franklin. I could never have picked up all that wood by myself. By the way, Badger wants to talk to you. I think she's gone to the Woodland Village Square. And we also filled up the badge completely for Beaver. Yeah, if you have a sparkling heart near a person's picture, you've filled the gauge all the way up. So now that we have done a thing for Beaver, we can go west to the square and look for Badger, who shouldn't be too far. Franklin, you know I love flowers. There are some beautiful ones on the hill. Can you go and get them for me? Sure, why not? And this is where we do some exploration again. And to get there, we're going to have to go to the east. Badger told me you're going to look for flowers on the hill. I'll come with you. And we get to team up with Bear again as we go up to the number 4. Do you want to go to the hill with Bear? Yes. Yes, we do. Go to the hill with Bear and find some nice flowers for Badger. We have 90 fruits and 10 flowers to pick up. This is where the level layouts get a little more complex. Now, these rope ladders you can only climb with Bear. Keep that in mind. Before I climb that, though, I do want to explore as best I can with Franklin. And it seems I can't get over there that way. I can still explore with them, but I'm gonna need Bear eventually to get the full exploration experience. And we now have 2 buttons in one spot, which means we'll have to have Bear on one button and Franklin on another. And we need to be careful. Yeah, you can crawl with Bear. Now we have a green button. When we stand on it, the leaf platform moves down. But when we move away from it, it moves back up. We're going to need to keep something on it to keep that thing down. And something tells me I should have been here with Bear. Maybe. Or I should have been here with Franklin. At least I should have had Franklin on the platform. Now as for this part, I don't know how the game expects you to do that, but you have to leap to the right and leap onto this platform to get Bear over here. I'm not sure if that's the way you're supposed to do that, but that's how I found out you're supposed to do that. Anyway, Bear on one side, Franklin on the other. Now this is where you want to be careful. Once you get both characters on the platform, you're going to go up. You want to make sure that you grab this stuff first. And I do like the movement of the wind moving the parts of the bridge, the planks and the rope railing, I guess you could call it that. Very nice touch. And by going up here, we can trigger a checkpoint. And this is a no turning back zone. Thankfully, in case we mess up on getting any fruits or flowers, we can always exit the level, come back, and get the rest of them without having to waste time getting anything that we haven't gotten yet. Once you get something in a stage, it stays collected. So we now have a blue button. We have to get Bear on it and press B while we're playing as Bear. The platform, the little leaf platform, moves to the left. We get Franklin on that. And we press B on the blue button with Bear again. And we get to do things with Franklin on this side. Then again, maybe not. Also, those are thorns, and I do not want to land on those. Now, I can crawl down there with Franklin. But I'm not done here yet. It's time to get Bear on the platform this time around. Yeah, we can switch it up a little bit, and it's a good thing that we can, because this is how we're going to get this log further to the left. So that way we can jump up here and get some things. But we're still going to have to get up there as Franklin. It looks like. Yeah, we're going to have to get up there as Franklin because Bear's not going to get the height that we need. So, time to switch people around on the platform again. And now that we've moved the log over here with Bear, we can now more easily get over to here. I want to check on something before I do anything else. I'm not touching that with any sort of pole, much less a 10-foot one, because I know that the platforms are going to get me into trouble. And I wonder, can I move the platform, or the log rather, to the right, and then crawl down there? Well, I can just not... Well, I can get over here, I just can't crawl with Bear. So let's see if we can get Franklin over there, which we should be able to do now that we've gotten everything set up like we should. I don't know what this will do, so I do want to... this part. I forget what this takes me to off the top of my head. Okay, it takes me to a flower. And I don't want to jump over that because that's going to be nothing but pain. Yeah, make sure you get over here first before you go up, because this is another no turning back point. Once I go further up beyond where that ball is... Why did I do that? Once we go further up from that ball... I won't be able to turn back. So, let's get Bear back on the platform. And move the log to the left again. And then we switch sides one more time. Oh, right. Don't want to accidentally fall into the brambles there. Okay. We should be able to get over here with Franklin now. And by jumping up here, yeah. There's no way to get back down. So we need to be a little careful while we're over here. And we can't trigger that checkpoint unless we have Bear. And that's going to be a two-person mechanism. And as much as I would like to go to the right, aside from spiders and fruit, I don't really want to go anywhere else beyond this. Also, there are some loose pixels next to that rock in the background. Okay. I hope I'm doing this right. Making sure there's nothing... Okay, there's nothing to the left. So we can park Franklin right at the button. And we can get Bear over to the other side. Thankfully, there are some rope ladders for him. Make sure that you are holding the up button on the control pad so that way you can grab the ladders as you're making your way to the right here. Perfect. And now to walk past the bees. Before I do anything else though, let's make sure we don't trigger that mechanism just yet. Get the flower to the right of these stone blocks, and then we can get rid of these and get Bear down here. Again, something else you can miss and force yourself into a position where you do have to restart in order to get a thing. And now, this area. Pretty sure I'm going to have the bee here with Bear. Have the bee here with Bear. Franklin can't climb the rope ladders. And there is a mechanism here, but just to be on the safe side, I want to do this lower part with Franklin. Okay. Ooh. Well, it looks like I may have to do that. And I did. I'm glad I did. Because the blue button moved the leaf platform. So I had to be here with Franklin after all. And now, we can hit B on this mechanism to open the bridge on the upper path for Bear. And as much as I would like to do a thing up there, one, I want to switch back to Franklin and get him up there and get everything else. That should be everything. We got everything. Congratulations, you've completed the level. But we're not done yet. Downhill on skateboard. Go down the hill without hitting the obstacles. If you drop the flowers, you'll have to start again. Press the A button to jump and the control pad down the duck. This one will be a little bit of trouble. You can't move left or right. All you can do is jump and duck. If you see the bees, you duck. If you see the thick grass, you jump. You slow down a little bit when you duck. Keep that in mind. Also, when you see the rocks, you want to jump over those too. Now we're seeing more things on the screen at any one time. When you run into something, like a bee or a rock, you will lose a flower. If you lose all the flowers, you're going to have to start this all over again. And that's no fun for anyone. Oh, I didn't even notice that. The thick grass can be tough to spot sometimes. And sometimes you'll have two rocks kind of bumped up together like that, just kind of bunched up very close to each other. Thankfully, running into the grass doesn't hurt you at all, but you can still jump over if you don't want to be slowed down. Though sometimes you may want to slow down, especially near the end. And I had the feeling I would be caught out at least once. Thought I'd have a perfect run that time, but 9 out of 10 isn't too bad. As long as you have one flower by the time you make it down here, I think you'll be good. Good job! You made it! This minigame is now available in minigames mode, as are the rest of them. What pretty flowers! Badger will love them. Did you see Goose's sandcastle? It's beautiful. And now we need to make our way to the northeast. Don't know why. Do I have to go back to Badger, or will Badger will not be there? Well, Beaver's gone. Is Badger still at the square? Badger is not at the square. Want to trade these 10 flowers for the paper airplane minigame? Well, yeah, sure, I guess. Oh, we filled the gauge up for Badger. This minigame is now available in minigames mode. Want to play with the paper airplane? Sure, I'll give it a shot. The paper airplane. Control the altitude of the paper airplane until you get to the end. You will lose time if you go outside the red zone. Oh, I see. Press the A button very quickly to straighten the plane. And we have 90 seconds to play with. And we need to be very careful what we do here. Oh man, this is like that electric stick game, where you can't touch the sides or else you get shocked. Now this part is a little tricky because you kind of have to make sure that you don't go too far down too quickly. And if you ever see the timer flash, that means you're outside of the red zone and you need to correct yourself quickly. Thankfully, we made it. Kind of had to be patient with that one, and you just kind of have to pay attention to what the plane is doing as you're mashing the A button. But it can be done. Good job, you made it. Good job, Franklin. You did really well. And now, we can go back to Bear. And then, while we could go up the hill to see Goose, was it? I'm going to call it a video here because I've been playing for almost 30 minutes now. Join me next time where we go northwest up this mountain to see Goose in the sandcastle. Until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!